Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Pokémon Ranger. In the last part, we finished off the main campaign, and now we have access to the Ranger record. Like what Professor Hastings said last time, this is by and large just a records feature. Records like the amount of length you've used, the amount of loops you've done, how many times you've used Minus Poke Assist, your saves, all that jazz. The biggest thing it keeps note of is your capture arena type thing scores. Which is going to be more important moving forward. Also, I should note, this is our current progress with our browser. We've seen, appropriately enough for the first game in the series, 151 Pokemon, captured I think 150. Pokemon that you just like touch on the screen, that you don't battle, like the Snorlax, still count for this, which is why it's 151 even though I've only captured 150. We have about 60 Pokemon to go, and I am going to be going for them all, but there's other things to focus on first. Now, similarly to the Mega Man Battle Networks, the Metabots LP I did years ago and all that jazz, there is a post-game story to do. And if you want to start that like we are going to be in a few moments, you just need to head to the Fall City Ranger base. But I do want to showcase this little thing. As they said last time, you can now take any Pokemon by and large anywhere. There are some Pokemon that can't be moved, like Laprases, a lot of water Pokemon, and by and large anything you find in the capture arenas. But now you can, say, bring a Pokemon with the cut ability over here to Lyra Forest to, say, go into areas like this, and find new Pokemon like a Bulbasaur. A lot of the remaining 50 Pokemon we haven't captured are either in those capture areas, or found through methods like this, bringing Pokemon that aren't in an area with new capture, new field moves into old areas. Bulbasaur extends its vines to attack and prevent capture. Bulbasaur is a crosser. You're gonna need some of those down the line. That's all I want to show off with this for now. We'll be focusing on doing a capture marathon to find all the ones we're missing later on. For now, let's just head to Fall City. Also, there's also new Pokemon in areas they weren't before, such as Blaziken being moved over here. Because there's some areas you just outright can't revisit, like the Go Rock Squad base, at least in the same format that you used to be able to. From Hastings to Kyle.
How do you like the Ranger record feature? Do you find it useful? I want to hear your opinions on it. How about you visit our lab? I shall be waiting impatiently as always.
Well, at least he's honest about that. Also, like I said during our first venture to Fall City, I do recommend now you're in postgame talking to all the NPCs at least once, because their dialogue has updated and there's a couple funny jokes here and there, but we're focused on the game here. Not the computer. I tried to select Hastings there, game.
Ah, Kyle, very good of you to visit. The Ranger record feature I added to your styler, how do you like it? Is it useful for your Ranger activities? Why don't you spend the night here? I'm hoping I can get a detailed account from you.
Sure.
Ah, very well, let me hear the tales of your adventure. Kyle, do I see captured friend Pokemon with you? It wouldn't be fair to keep wild Pokemon captured while you and I chat. It will be best if you release your friend Pokemon before we begin.
You do need to not have any friend Pokemon in order to start the first mission of the post-game, which is a little annoying in case you want to prepare for what's upcoming, but I guess it doesn't matter too much.
Kyle, what is it? Will you spend the night here and brief me thoroughly on your experiences?
Yep.
Ah, very well, let's not waste any time. Tell me, what sort of situations did you experience while in the field?
Beg your pardon?
I'm rushing you too much, am I? Pardon me, rather thoughtless of me. The night is long and it's still day. We can talk later. What's that? I see. That sounds implausible. I see. Kyle, good morning. I quite enjoyed our chat last night. Thank you so much.
Good morning. Kyle, Joel was looking for you. He said he had a new mission that he wanted you to handle. He wanted you to see him at the Ranger base right away.
Could there be some trouble, perhaps? Kyle, pay me no mind. You're needed at the Ranger base immediately. Do drop by for visits, my friend. You're always welcome here.
Professor Hastings is probably like the standout character in the trilogy for me. Kyle, I'm glad you came. I have a mission that I want you to do. Strange things have been happening in the Saffron Sea lately. For instance, even though the barometer has held steady, there have been violent waves and abnormal tides. Pokemon that normally live in the sea have come ashore in great numbers, too. We also just received even more alarming news. The lighthouse there has suddenly gone dark. Unfortunately, what's causing these strange occurrences remains unknown. That's where you come in, Kyle. I want you to accompany Arya to the port and get to the bottom of this. I said I don't need any help with this, you know. But our leader said to wait for you, Kyle. I'm banking on your keen sense of intuition, Arya, and Kyle's capture expertise. Without one or the other, it'll be very difficult to take care of this mission. So let me make it official. This is your mission. Go immediately to the port and investigate the strange occurrences in the Saffron Sea. At least it's nearby. There's a lot of mystery swirling around this mission, but I'm sure the two of you will manage just fine. Yeah, we'll do just fine. It's pretty nearby, and they automatically take you here as well. This is part of the reason why the post-game story feels pretty brief. Admittedly, they take you to places directly. Ahoy, Rangers! I've been waiting for you. The lighthouse went dark without any warning. The way it is now, ships that pass in the night can't sail safely. I went into the lighthouse's basement to investigate, but it was like, well, it shivered me timbers. I don't rightly recall their name, but the basement was full of them. A whole lot of squirmy things that looked like stars. You want to know what I think? I'd say those things are behind things. So, Rangers, what can you do for us? You can go to the basement, is what? Alright, back to the basement. We haven't been here since, like, what, part 4 or 5? Ah, that checks out. Wow, that's a surprising amount of them. Ew, what is this? It's full of Staryu. Hurry, capture them so they can be calmed down. Thankfully, it's a bunch of water types, so we got mining. And since it's an old Pokemon, let's just speed this up and get it over with quickly. Bye-bye, friends! It was the Staryu that caused the lighthouse's outage. I guess we're finished here. Let's get out. No. Ah, help! Weird camera movement there. Kyle, that screaming came from the tourist center. Alright. What's going on in here? You guys alright? Oh no, crabs! Oh, please, Rangers, help me! A whole tour bus worth of crabby is running amok. They keep waving and clicking their snippers about, and it's so scary! I balled up my fist and tried to engage them in rock, paper, scissors, but they're not having any of it. Okay, that's kind of funny. Let's recapture them and return them to the sea. Being a bunch of crabby, they're pretty quick to deal with. Again, you have Minin, or Plusle, depending on which character you chose at the start of the game. This is admittedly a more annoying fight because they tend to not stay as grouped up as the Staryu, but oh well. Thank you, you saved us! My knees are still knocking together, but I almost feel back to feel okay. What's going on? There's been so many strange things. Me, I don't think this is worth posing over. It's not like it's a Final Fantasy game where you need to do a pose after every battle. But the music's still mysterious. Yeah! What was that? That shouting? It came from the pier. Well, at least it's all localized around here. Would you look at that? That's what I call an ayaya sort of situation. Those Pokemon are called Car or something, I think it was. They're not what you'd expect to see around here normally. Oh, hey there. What are all these Carvanha doing up here? They seem to be very agitated too. What's happening in the sea to make them behave like that? Anyways, you'd better catch them so you can calm down. Alright, this fight is kinda rough though, because we haven't fought Carvanha before. Carvanha's attack is essentially a larger version of Raticate's bite that they do while moving several times in a row. Which is bad enough on their own, but facing them in groups leads to this fight being a kind of a pain. So what I'm actively doing here, besides taking that hit accidentally, is I'm going to be speeding up this fight slightly, so I can farm points for Plusle or Minin's partner gauge, because I recommend having that maxed out for what's coming up, honestly. There's actually a couple times I did this in fights that I cut out otherwise, trying to get my partner gauge maxed out. For instance, back in the final dungeon, actually, I did this with a golem in order to get Plusle and Minin ready for the final boss. And it's just a good thing to do in some cases if you know what's coming up, because some bosses are really made much better and much easier to deal with Plusle and Minin maxed out. Like I've shown off, bosses in this game can be frustrating, but sometimes the right Poke-Assist is all you need to at least make it manageable. Sometimes, others not so much. We'll see what I mean about that later. Alright, gauge is maxed out, let's finish off this Carvanha herd, I guess? What do you call a group of fishes? I think it depends on the type of fish, similarly to birds even. Carvanha chomps repeatedly with sharp fangs, beware if they're in a pack. You don't say. Whoa, matey, you're something special, you have my thanks.
But it makes me wonder, why are we seeing all these weird things happen one after another?
Good question. It's all water related, I've noticed. Pollution, maybe?
Kyle, look! Over there, whirlpools. Look how many there are. That can't be possible.
Yeah, I'm sure it's not that bad. Oh, whoa. Never mind what I just said.
Kyle, didn't you say that you can communicate with Lapras? I think you can get close to those whirlpools if you catch a ride on Lapras. I'll stay here at the port to protect the citizens from harm. Kyle, please go out on Lapras and investigate those mystery whirlpools.
Alright, sounds good to me. Been a while, buddy.
Take me to the swirlies!
Uh-oh. Oh, God. Oh, this Lapras does not know how to use Whirlpool. Run. No, I can't swim.
Well, this isn't how I thought I'd die. But at least it's a memorable way, I guess. Oh, we're still alive. That wasn't so bad. It's incredible. It's Kyogre.
There appears to be vicious bite marks on its back. The only thing that can inflict wounds like that would be another legendary Pokemon, Groudon. Kyogre must have encountered its arch rival Groudon somewhere and engaged in battle. The mysterious whirlpools appear to be made by the thrashings of Kyogre. In some regards, challenging a legendary like this is probably hubris, but oh well. Don't try to capture Kyogre immediately. Its first and main attack is a giant screen-nuking wave. Thankfully, this is why I charged up Plus Mine, because I could hit it no matter what and capture it very quickly. I think if you let it move around, it is pretty slow, and it does have, I think, a water elemental hyper beam of sorts, but that fight is usually over quicker than the process of getting to it. Even if you're not prepared with a fully charged Plus Mine, because even a rank 1 will do well enough usually. Kyogre is a legendary Pokemon that attacks with a succession of giant waves. Maybe it doesn't have a hyper beam. I might be thinking of one of the other fights, actually. Bye-bye, Kyogre. I always found it weird they put it in the credits, at least its silhouette, to foreshadow this.
Kyle, oh my gosh, you're safe! I'm so relieved. It's been so long since you were swallowed by those whirlpools, I thought maybe... I even teared up a little thinking about it. I shouldn't have worried. Wait a second, I'm kidding, of course I didn't cry! You don't really think I'd cry. But that's not important. What happened when you were down in the sea? Kyogre? Those whirlpools were made by Kyogre? And those whirlpools made all those other Pokemon behave abnormally. But the whirlpools are gone now. So does that mean Kyogre's wounds are healed? I guess so. Gee, Kyle, that's just fantastic. Let's go back to the Ranger base and file a report with our leader.
That went pretty smoothly. Kyle, Arya, great work, the both of you. I just got word from the sailor in the port that the seas calmed down. He was definitely grateful.
Kyle got the job done. I wish you would have been there to see it yourself, leader. Of course, the last part all took place into the waves. So I don't know exactly what happened either, but Kyle appears to have discovered what was causing the recent troubles. Apparently the cause was Kyogre. It was in agony from injuries sustained in a battle against an unknown enemy.
What did you say? The legendary Kyogre? If that's the case, there's no doubt in my mind that its opponent was Groudon. The colossal battles have been well documented in legends from long ago. But who could have ever imagined that their battles would be repeated now in this day and age? Kyogre must have come to the Fiore region to heal its wounds. Whatever the case may be, this mission has unexpectedly given us a new theme for studying Pokemon. Arya and Kyle, you've cleared your mission with flying colors. Great work, you two. Unfortunately, since we're in postgame, we aren't going to get any major rewards for rank ups. Most of your rewards are browser entries.
Well, I'm glad that's over, and Kyle, I'm glad you're safe.
Huh?
Kyle, did you say something? In the port, I was crying? What are you talking about? I didn't do any crying. All I'm saying is that if you were to go away, I wouldn't feel so pressed to work harder, that's all. Cry over you, Kyle, you've got to be joking.
It's as if you two were Kyogre and Groudon. Even though you haven't seen each other in a while, the instant you meet, you're already bashing each other. I hope none of us innocent bystanders get caught up in your squabbling. Just like what the Staryu and Carvanha went through this time. And that's the end of the first post-game mission of 3. In order to start mission 2, though, similarly to starting mission 1 here, you do actively have to head to a place yourself. We need to head over to the Ringtown Ranger base. And also, since I didn't show it off on the way to Fall City, at this point, you can use the Dragonite bus to reach any of the 4 ranger bases in the game, as long as you're from one of the other ranger bases. You can notably go anywhere in the world on foot, like you can head over to the pier to head to Summerland, and you can head to the southern part of the Summerland docks to head to the Aquamole to get back to Panula Cave. And you can walk basically anywhere, but in most cases it is just faster to use the Dragonite bus. Welcome back, Kyle. Thanks for going out on patrol. Hey, I heard from Joel, you captured a Kyogre? That's mind-blowing. It's been one huge mission after another since the whole Go-Rock Squad case. Aren't you a little tired? Yeah, a little bit. I bet you would be. Everyone would be tired after what you went through. Kyle, Cameron's prepared the perfect gift for someone in your shoes. He's arranged a vacation stay for you in Solana and Summerland. For a change, Cameron's gift is just what the doctor ordered. I know it's for a private vacation, but I'll authorize the use of the Dragonite bus. Solana's already in Summerland, so you should meet up with her there. Vacation, vacation! No, it's a holiday getaway. It's a reward, Kyle. Don't worry about Ringtown. We'll take good care of it while you're gone. That's right. Murph knows what I'm talking about. Don't worry about us. Go on and have a good, relaxing time. Say hi to Cameron for me when you get there. That's all I ask. A vacation in Summerland. Naps on the beach in the shade of the trees. It's gonna be great. Take care now. I don't know. I prefer colder areas myself, heading up north, Canada, things like that. It's incredibly hot. Even for Summerland, this heat wave feels abnormal. See, this is why I don't go down to, like, Florida. Hey there, Kyle. Of all the rotten times to invite you out on vacation. What's with this abnormal heat wave and all these earthquakes? Well, we're getting some rest and relaxation. But there's something else that's got me worried even more. It's Solana. She went to the Jungle Relic to investigate the underground volcano. We've lost contact with her. Solana had been looking forward to meeting up with you right here in Summerland. She said she'd have to get done with her mission and get back to the ranger base before you showed up. Yep, she sure seemed eager to meet up with you again, but... Yikes, it's shaking again! Oh, watch for fires. That quake just now, do you reckon it's the underground volcano again? Kyle, sorry, but I'm gonna have to pull the rank here and be a heartless taskmaster. I hereby cancel your vacation leave. First, I need you to find Solana, who's supposed to be at the Jungle Relic. Second, I want you to team up with her. Then the both of you together should uncover what's causing all the trouble. That, my friend, is the mission from this heartless taskmaster. Alright, I guess vacations for the week. I know I'm being heartless. At least you realize it. But with that, I'm gonna need to end this off here. Thank you guys for watching, and in part 19, we see whatever's going on at the Jungle Relic. See you guys then.